Shalom. Welcome to our virtual gathering. I am Rabbi Michael Panitz of Norfolk's Temple Israel.
And I am Cantor David Proser of Kehilat Bet HaMidrash, Kempsville Conservative Synagogue of Virginia Beach.
And our two congregations have been program partners for nearly 20 years. Our programming partnership before now has not included this kind of virtual worship experience, but new challenges call for new responses.
Exactly.
So tonight, we're going to conduct the highlights of a Friday night Shabbat service with one important exception. Since the two of us and our faithful videographer are the only three people in this room at this moment, we do not have a quorum, a minyan, of 10 Jewish adults at worship. So we won't be reciting those prayers that require a minyan, specifically the Kaddish or the mourner's recitation of the Kaddish, the Kiddusha, the other prayers that speak about holiness, or the formal invitation to worship. But you will see that most of the prayers of the Friday night Sabbath experience can be recited even without a quorum, and we very much hope that this will be one tool among other tools to help us cope with the isolation that this virus is forcing upon us. Now, since this is the first time we've ever done this, you probably know that there is a Jewish blessing that we recite the first time we have an experience. So let's lead our virtual community in the Shehechianu prayer. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehecheyanu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Amen. We bless you, O Lord, our God, ruler of the universe. You have kept us alive. You have sustained us. You have brought us to this moment. Amen.
Amen.
Turning now to the first of the two orders of worship that make up the Friday evening service. This first order is called Welcoming the Sabbath, Kabbalat Shabbat. Cantor David.
For those of you that would like to follow along with us, we are using the Siddur Sim Shalom for Shabbat and Yontif, and we are on page 13. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Ni L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzeitem L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
That prayer is actually a song recited to angels. Not exactly imaginary friends, more spiritual companions. And the old Jewish folklore is that angels accompany us home when we go from the synagogue back to our homes for the Sabbath. Shalom Aleichem, peace be unto you, Malachei Hasharet, O you ministering angels. And let me say that if ever there was a time that we as a community, each of us was in need of a guardian angel, I think it's right now. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet.
I'm going to continue as I would, or as we would together when we do Friday evening Shabbat services at Beth Shalom Home. I'm on page 14. Dear God, help us now to make this a new Shabbat. After noise, we seek quiet. After crowds of indifferent strangers, of which we hope we have not been among this week, we seek to touch only those we love by a distance. After concentration on work and responsibility, we seek freedom to meditate, to listen to our inward selves. We open our eyes to the hidden beauties and the infinite possibilities in the world you are creating. We break open the gates of the reservoirs of goodness and kindness in ourselves and in others. We reach toward one holy, perfect moment of Shabbat.
Amen.
We continue on page 16 with Psalm 96, and please feel free to join in. Shiru Ladonai Shir Chadash, Shiru Ladonai Kol Haaretz, Shiru Ladonai Baruch Shemo, Asru Miyom Liyom Yeshuato, Sapru Vagoyim Kevodo, Bechol Ha'amim Niflaotav, Ki Gadol Adonai, Umahulal Meod, Norahu, Al Kol Elohim, Dai, Ki Kol Elohim, Hoamim Elilim, Vadonai Shomayim Osa, Hod V'Hadar, Lefanav, Ozva Tiferet Mikdosho, Havu Ladonai Mishpachot Amim, Havu Ladonai Kavod V'Oz, Havu Ladonai Kivavot Shemo, Se'u Mincha, Uvor Lechatzrotav, Dai, Shakavu Ladonai, Behad Rakodesh, Shilu Mipanav Kol Haaretz, Imru Vagoyim, Adonai Moloch, Aftikon Tevel Baltimod, Yodin, Amim B'mei Shorim, Yismachu Hashamayim, V'togel Haaretz, Yiram Hayam, Umaholo, Ya'alo Sadai, V'chol Asher Bo, Dai, Oz Yiranenu, Kol Atzeyar, Lifnei Adonai Kiva, Kiva Lishpot Ha'aretz, Yishpot Tevel B'Tzedek, V'yamim Be'emunato, V'yamim Be'emunato, Dai,
Now, depending on how enthusiastic you're feeling, you can continue with the wordless die as many times as you want. But as a virtual community, we're going to move on.
We're going to continue on page 20 with Psalm 29. If we were in a regular minyan with people in the sanctuary, we remind them that it's customary to stand for this psalm. I'll leave that to your discretion. Havu l'Adonai b'nei Elim, havu l'Adonai kavod va'oz, havu l'Adonai kavod shemo, ishakavu l'Adonai b'hadra kodesh, kol Adonai al hamayim, el hakavod hirim, Adonai al mayim rahabim, kol Adonai ba'koach, kol Adonai b'hadar, kol Adonai shover arozim, vayishaber Adonai et arzei halvonon, vayarkidehem kimo egel levanon v'sirion kimo ven re'emim, kol Adonai chotzev lahavodesh, Kol Adonai Yachil Midbar, Yachil Adonai Midbar Kodesh, Kol Adonai Yachol Ayalot, Vayechesof Ye'arot, Uvahechalom, Kulo Omer Kavod, Adonai Lamay Yashon, Vayeshev Adonai Melech Leolam, Adonai Le'amo Yitem, Adonai Yavorech et Amo Vashalom.
Thus far, we've been reciting Psalms, which are as old as the Bible. The next prayer, and a very famous one it is actually a newcomer in the prayer book. It's only 500 years old.
Almost yesterday.
It's called the Lecha Dodi. Come, my friend, we're going to greet the Sabbath. And this was a poem written by one of the Jewish mystics who lived in Safed in the north of Israel. His name was Shlomo Alkabetz. He lived in the late 1500s, and his poem, which was part of almost a marching song of the Jews who would go out to the fields, they would sing this hymn, and they would come back, as it were, escorting the Sabbath queen. It's become a beloved part of the Shabbat service ever since. It has 9 stanzas. We're going to be singing the first 3 and then the last one. Again, there is a synagogue custom, which may or may not be practical in your home. And that synagogue custom is when we get to the final stanza, everyone stands up and we face the entrance to the synagogue as if the Shabbat queen is coming in at that moment. So you will make the necessary adjustments. You'll find out a way to do that in your own home.
If you're following along with us, we are on page 21. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabla. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabla. Shomor v'zochor b'dibur echad, Hishmianu el hamyuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, L'shem l'tiferet v'litilo. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabla. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabla. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'necha, ki mikor habiracha, meirosh mikedem nesucha, sof ma'aseh b'machshavot tchilo. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabla. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabla. Mikdash melech ir melucha, kum mitzei mitocha hafecha, rav loch shevet b'yemek habacha, v'hu yachmor olayechem lo. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabla. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabla. Boi v'shalom ateret ba'alo, gam b'simcha u'b'tzolo, toch emunei am segula, boi chala. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabla. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabla.
Now that the Shabbat is considered to be fully in our midst, we continue with the Psalm for Shabbat, page 23, Psalm 92.
Mizmor shir leyom hashabbat, Mizmor shir leyom hashabbat. Tov lahodot ladonai, ulezamer l'shimcho elyon, lahagid baboker chastecha, V'emunotecha b'leilot, mizmor shir leyom haShabbat, mizmor shir leyom haShabbat. It is good to acclaim Adonai, to sing your praise, exalted God.
To affirm your love each morning and your faithfulness each night to the music of the lute and the melody of the harp.
Your works, Adonai, make me glad. I sing with joy of your creation.
How vast your works, Adonai! Your designs are beyond our grasp.
The thoughtless cannot comprehend, the foolish cannot fathom this.
The wicked may flourish, springing up like grass, but their doom is sealed, for you are supreme forever.
Your enemies, Adonai, your enemies shall perish. All the wicked shall crumble.
But me you have greatly exalted. I am anointed with fragrant oil. I have seen the downfall of my foes. I have heard the despair of my attackers.
The righteous shall flourish like the palm tree. They shall grow tall like a cedar in Lebanon. Planted in the house of Adonai, they will thrive in the courts of our God.
They shall bear fruit, even in old age. They shall be ever fresh and fragrant, to proclaim, Adonai is just, my rock, in whom there is no flaw.
Tzadika tomar Yifra, Ke'eres balevanon Yizke Shetulim B'Beit Adonai B'Chatzrot Eloheinu Yafrichu Od Yenuvan B'Seivam Deshenim V'Rananim Yehu Lehagid Ki Yashar Adonai Suri V'Lo Avlatabo.
Now again, if this were a community gathering with a quorum, we'd be getting to the point where the mourners would recite the Kaddish. Let me say that for those who may be in mourning at this time, the lack of an actual community is indeed painful, and we understand. You may wish to turn elsewhere in the treasures of our liturgy. You may want to look at the memorial prayers that are found in our Yizkor services, the memorial prayers that are found even in the daily and Shabbat services. And they are all available to you. The reason why the Kaddish is not recited without a minyan is that the Kaddish is a declaration. The mourner stands up and declares to his fellow worshipers, even in my grief, I can say that God is holy. And that's why it's important to have a public for that. But the sense of bereavement itself does not depend on a minyan. So to all those who are in mourning, we offer these words of consolation. Hamakom yinachem etchem b'toch sha'ar avelei Tzion v'Yerushalayim. May God, who is everywhere, be with you and with all those who are in mourning in our people. Amen.
Amen. At this point, after Kaddish, we would be getting into the next part of our Friday evening service, which is Ma'ariv. We've just completed Kabbalat Shabbat, welcoming the Shabbat. And if we had a minyan, we would start with a call to prayer, which you know as Baruch Hu. We're going to skip Baruch Hu, obviously, and I'll be on page 28 with the first of the two brachot that precede the Shema. Praised are you, Adonai, our God, who rules the universe, your word bringing the evening dusk. You open with wisdom the gates of dawn, design the day with wondrous skill, set out the succession of seasons, and arrange the stars in the sky according to your will. Adonai Tzvaot, you create day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness away from light. Eternal God, your sovereignty shall forever embrace us. Praised are you, Adonai, for each evening's dusk.
Amen.
Umavir yom umevi loyla, umavdil ben yom uvein loyla, Adonai tziva'ot shemo, El chai v'kayom, tomidim locho aleinu leolam va'ed, Baruch ato Adonai, Hama'ariv aravim.
Amen.
We continue on page 29 with the second brachot before the Shema, a brachot giving thanks for God giving us the Torah.
Notice that the blessing we recited on the last page, Hama'ariv aravim, give thanks for the natural order. God, you cause the sun to set, you cause the sun to rise. Thanks to you, we have the order of nature. This prayer gives thanks to God for gifts of the Spirit. You have given us Torah. And indeed, that's what's special about the human, that we stand at the cusp of the natural and the spiritual. And in both dimensions of our being, we need to acknowledge that God is the source of blessings.
Ahavat olam beit Yisrael amechahavta Torah mitzvot chukim u'mishpatim otanu limahadita Al kein Adonai Eloheinu b'shokveinu u'v'kumeinu nasiach b'chukecha v'nizmach b'divrei Toratecha u'v'mitzvotecha li'olam v'ed ki hei machayenu v'orech yomeinu uvahem negeh yomam v'laylam ve'avotecha al tosir mimenu li'olamim Baruch ato Adonai Ohev amo Yisrael.
Amen.
We continue with the Shema on page 30. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavecha uv'chol nafshecha uv'chol ma'odecha v'hayu hadavarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibartam B'shivtecha b'veitecha u'v'lechtecha b'derech u'v'shachbecha u'v'kumecha u'kashartam liot al yodecha v'hoyu letotafot bein einecha u'chatavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha.
Feel free to take a moment to conclude the recitation of the Shema in silent reading, pages 30 and 31. A word about the prayer that follows on page 32. We have thanked God for the order of nature. We've thanked God for the Torah. In a sense, that is to say, we thank God for the past, the creation of the universe at the beginning of time. We thank God for the past extending into the present, the revelation, the giving of Torah at Mount Sinai, under which we still live. And now we thank God for gifts from the past that extend into the future. This is a prayer of redemption. God did redeem us when we were slaves in Egypt and when we were up against the shores of the sea with Pharaoh's chariots charging down upon us. And for us, that's a paradigm. And we see that as the beginning of a series of rescues, the final of which we look forward to as a messianic era.
We continue on page 32. We affirm the truth that Adonai alone is our God, and that we are God's people Israel. God redeems us from the power of kings and delivers us from the hand of all tyrants, bringing judgment upon our oppressors and retribution upon all our mortal enemies. performing wonders beyond understanding and marvels beyond all reckoning. God has maintained us among the living, not allowing our steps to falter, guided us to triumph over mighty foes, and exalted our strength over all our enemies, vindicating us with the miracles before Pharaoh, with signs and wonders in the land of Egypt. God smote in wrath Egypt's firstborn, brought Israel to lasting freedom, and led them through divided waters as their pursuers sank in the sea. When God's children beheld the divine might, they sang in praise, gladly accepting God's sovereignty. Moshe and the people Israel joyfully sang this song to you. Umalchuto baratzon kiblu aleihem, Moshe uvnei Yisrael, Locho anu shiro, B'simcha rabba v'yamru chulam, Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, Mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, Nehara tehilot b'sefer, Malchutecha ra'uvanecha, Bokei ayam lifnei Moshe, Ze'eli anu v'yamru, Adonai yimloch le'olam v'ed. V'ne'emar, Ki fado Adonai et Yaakov, Ug'olom yad chazak mimenu, Baruch ato Adonai, Go'al Yisrael.
Amen. Now we come to an evening prayer. If you're following along in the prayer book, the Siddur, it's found on page 33. And we're going to recite one of the poems that is suitable for this evening moment. Protect us with your gift of peace by helping us to overcome temptation.
When we are weak, sustain us. When we despair, open our hearts to joy.
Shelter us in your embrace of peace when we are caught by conflict or desire.
When we are torn, heal us. When we are tormented, touch us with tranquility.
Cherish our fragmented lives. Make our lives whole again through integrity.
When we deceive, turn us to you. When we corrupt, capture our hearts anew.
Protect us from ourselves. When we falter, help us to conquer the enemy within.
When we blunder, restore us. With compassion, teach us that peace is based on your truth.
Amen.
U'shomor tzeitenu uvo'enu l'chaim u'l'shalom me'ato v'yad olam u'faros aleinu sukat shalomecha Baruch ato Adonai ha'porei sukat shalom Aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael v'al Yerushalayim.
Amen. Thus far, the evening prayers have tracked pretty closely to what a weeknight evening prayer would be like. But now we have a special paragraph just in honor of the Sabbath. This is found on page 34, a quotation from the book of Exodus about the Shabbat, and in its melodic chanting, very much beloved in our people.
V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat Lasot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat Lasot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam Beini uven b'nei Yisrael oti le'olam oti le'olam oti le'olam V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat Lasot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam Ki sheshet yomim Asa Adonai, et hashomayim v'et ha'oretz v'shamru v'nei Yisrael et hashabat lasot et hashabat lidorotam berit olam uvayom hashvi shavat vayinofash Shavat vayinofash v'shamru v'nei Yisrael et hashabat lasod et hashabat lidorotam berit olam.
The next part of the Shabbat evening worship is a silent devotion. And if you're following along in your Siddur, it's found on pages 35b through 38. Or there's a meditation based on the same themes found on pages 39 and 40. In short, the Amidah begins by thanking God for having been made known to our ancestors, to Abraham and Sarah, Isaac and Rebekah, Jacob, Rachel and Leah, and proclaiming to them the truth that there is one God, one source of all reality. So we begin by aligning ourselves with our tradition. We then continue to go from past to future, and we acknowledge that God is the sustainer of all life, and we have our hope even for our ultimate destiny, beyond the boundaries of life, to be resting in God's presence. Then we speak about God's holiness. Then we come to the middle of the Amidah prayers. During the weekdays, there's a whole host of specific petitions, and we've got a laundry list. God, we want this, we want that, please, please, please. On the Shabbat, there's no petitions. On the Shabbat, it's just thankfulness. God, you gave us a wonderful gift, the Shabbat. We're grateful. And then we conclude the Amidah, as we always conclude any series of prayers, with a prayer for peace. Because peace is like the keystone in the arch of blessings. If you don't have peace, the other blessings disintegrate. Sim Shalom, or Shalom Rav, the final blessing.
I continue on page 47. Vayachulu hashamayim v'haaretz v'chol tzivam vayachal Elohim bayom hashvi melachto asher asa vayishbot bayom hashvi mikol melachto asher asa vayavarech Elohim et yom hashvi Vayekadesh oto, kivo shavat mikol melachto, kivo shavat mikol melachto, asher bara Elohim, asher bara Elohim la'asot.
We continue now with the paragraph of prayer on the top of page 48, again thanking God for the gift of the Sabbath, and hoping that God will find favor in our Shabbat rest.
Our God and God of our ancestors, find favor in our Shabbat rest. Instill in us the holiness of your mitzvot, and let your Torah be our portion. Fill our lives with your goodness, and gladden us with your triumph. Cleanse our hearts so that we might serve you faithfully, lovingly, and willingly, Adonai our God. Grant that we inherit your holy Shabbat, so that the people Israel, who hallow your name, will always find rest on this day. Praised are you, Adonai, who hallows Shabbat.
Amen. And now we have something special. Actually, this is a prayer which begins in the home life of the Jew and only later migrated to the synagogue. So in a sense, we are restoring it now to its original location.
It was put into the synagogue service because In the olden days, if someone had to travel over Shabbat, he couldn't just check into the nearest Holiday Inn. And so he usually found...
Not even the Sabbath Inn.
Maybe. But he usually found hospitality at the local shul, at the local synagogue. And so for the traveler, having Kiddush and having Shabbos dinner at the shul or being welcomed and taken home by someone for home hospitality was the norm of the day. So in order to allow everyone to hear Kiddush, it was put in as part of the Friday evening service. Normally, we would do what's known as the Borei Pri Hagafen and the second paragraph of the Shema. But since we're not having a complete service with a minyan and you are at home watching this, we're going to put in the first paragraph, which is said as part of the Kiddush at home. Yom HaShishi, Vayachulu Hashemayim v'haaretz v'chol tzivam, Vayachal Elohim b'yom hashvi melachto asher osam, Vayavarach lehim Hashem hashvi v'ykadesho so ki vo shavas mikol melachto asher baro Elohim la'asot. Deference to the building. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushonu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kadosho be'ahava uv'ratzon hinchilanu, zikaro l'ma'aseh v'reishit. Ki hu yom techila l'mikroi kodesh, zecher litziat mitzrayim, ki v'anu v'acharta, v'otanu kedashta, mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat kadshicha, v'yahava uv'ratzon hinchatanu, Baruch atah Adonai mehekadesh hashabbat.
Amen. L'chaim.
L'chaim.
Our next prayer is the Aleinu, one of the closing prayers for both the daily and the Shabbat worship. It's found on page 51. It gives thanks to God for our unique destiny as members of the Jewish people, and it looks forward to the day when the whole world will be united in the service of God.
Oleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'ateit gedula liotzer bereshit, shelo asanu kagoyei haratzot, v'lo samanu kamishpachot u'adama, shelo samach elekenu kohem, v'gor aleinu kichol hamonam, va'anachnu korim, u'mishakavim u'modim, lefnei melech, Malchei HaMelchim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Shehu Notesh Shomayim v'Yosei Haaretz, U'Moshav Yikaro b'Shomayim Yima'ah, U'Shchinatu Zo, B'Govhei Meromim, Hu Eloheinu Einod, Emet Malkeinu Evet Zulato, Kakaitu V'Torato, V'yodato hayom, v'hashevoto elavavecho, ki Adonai hu Elohim, b'shamayim mimahal, v'al haaretz, mitachat ein od. Kakotu b'toratecha, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed, v'ne'emar v'haya Adonai l'melech al kol ha'aretz, bayom hahu, yeh Adonai echad, u'shemaho echad.
It's customary to close the Friday night service by chanting one or another hymn. The hymn that we use is the Yigdal. This is a statement of the creed that Jewish people believe, what we believe about God, what we believe about the triumph of good in the world ultimately. And it's found in the Siddur on page 53.
יגדל אלוהים חי וישתבח, למצוא ואין אל מציאותו, אחד ואין יחיד כייחודו, ללמד גם אין סוף לאחדותו, אין לא דמות הגוף ואינו גוף, לא נערוך אליו קדושתו, קדמון לכל דבר אשר נברא, ראשון ואין ראשית לראשיתו, הינו אדון עולם וכל נוצר, יורג גדולתו מלכותו, שפע נבואתו נתנו, אל אנשי סגולתו ותפארתו, לא קם בישראל כמו שעוד, נביא ומביט את תמונתו, תורת אמת נתן לעמו, על יד נביאו נאמן ביתו, לא יכל לפעול ולא יאמר דתו, לעולמים לזולתו, צופה ויודע שתורנו, מביט לסוף דבר בקדמתו, גומל לאיש חסד כמפעלו, נותן לראש הרע כרישתו, ישלח לקץ ימין משיחנו, לפדות מחכה קץ ישועתו, מתים יחייל ברוב חסדו, ברוך עדי עד שם תהילתו, מתים יחייל ברוב חסדו, ברוך עדי עד שם תהילתו. Shabbat Shalom, good Shabbos everyone.
With this prayer, we conclude the Friday evening Shabbat Eve service. In the companion video, we will have a sermon which could be delivered on a Friday or on a Shabbat, and you're invited to enjoy it whenever you're able to. We wish you health and peace, and we wish for all of us a speedy return to actual community. Echoing your sentiment, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Can't shake your hand, so I'll give you a Vulcan salute.
And I'll give you a thumbs up.
Shabbat Shalom.
Yasher Koach. Shabbat Shalom.